we're blown away with how doable this model is. I can't wait to share it with you. But if you in any way have any concerns or feel like you weren't satisfied 100%, please just let us know. We'll give you your money back. I certainly want to stand by the fact that I'm incredibly proud of what we offer. People are loving it. People think we should be charging much more than what we do, or at least compared to other programs that are out there. But if you don't feel exactly the same way, just let us know. A 30-day, 100% money back guarantee is definitely yours. So there you have it, the Lunch Money Property Investing System. Please take the time to hit the register now button. Make sure you get enrolled for one of the upcoming live events. I can't wait to link arms with you. I can't wait to help you build your own property game plan, your own lunch money property investing game plan, and get you started like so many other people have done before you. I mentioned earlier, our success rate is incredibly high. More than 70% of people that come through this model are successfully in possession of a lunch money property within the first 12 months alone. That's less than $20 a week holding cost. The doability factor is incredibly high, and I can't wait to link arms and help you make that a reality of your own. Now, as promised, I'm going to hang around and answer as many questions as I can tonight. If we don't get to answer your questions, don't worry. We'll try and get back to you. We'll try and send you an email response in the next day or two. But I'm going to answer as many questions, like I said, as I can tonight. I'm watching all the registrations rolling in. Thank you, Tony and Mary up in Townsville. I can see you've just registered. And Beth down in Newcastle. Welcome on board, Beth. I can see Karen and Simon from Noosa are signed on. Welcome on board, guys. Albert from Sydney. Quite a few that are starting to come through. Nigel and Colleen from Perth. Who else have we got there? We've got Karen, like I said, up in, that's Sarah up in Townsville. Quite a few different people coming on board. And thank you so much for your faith. I can't wait to meet with you and get you started, get you on this this great little path, the lunch money path. So guys, one of the questions that I had from Sarah and a number of other people is, can we do this? Giving me examples of their equity in their property or the balances in their super funds. This is the reason why we put the model together the way that we have, allowing you to come on board, tip your toe in the water, sign on to the program, register, and really get a feel for whether this is a doable model for you. Now, some of the answers to those questions may surprise you. With regards to super balances, I've got to be a little bit careful with that one. Super balances are something that become very, very particular to each individual. Your income levels, your balances in your super fund, what your age is, and so forth. I'll give you a couple of quick examples though. I have got a couple of files here that I can draw on to be able to show you a couple of really good examples. The popularity of the growing self-managed super fund sector in Australia today is staggering, guys. There's over $520 billion now inside of self-managed super funds, but it's growing at an incredible rate of knots. More than 2,000 new self-managed super funds being created each and every month. Now, I've seen members with various balances achieve this particular model, have been able to use their managed super funds, roll it into a self-managed super fund. In this case, Jay Shepherd from down in the Hunter Valley, he had $97,000 in a managed fund, which he rolled over into a self-managed super fund. This is probably two and a half years ago now, but he was able to then set up an incredible little property, a $275,000 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, brick and tile, brand new home, 2 living space. Geez, I look at that already and I think Jay has done so well out of that property already. But back then, Jay was able to use just $97,000. And the reality is it may be different for every individual, but Jay will have that property paid outright within 15 years. He'll own that property outright within 15 years. He'll never use 1 cent out of his pocket to buy it. Now, that's one example of a balance. I think the current model that is probably more in line with what the government's looking for are probably balances north of $100,000. But I wanted to show you that Jay has done it with less than $100,000. The average person that really does fit this model well, I think, is probably somewhere between $100,000 and $200,000. But you need to get advice, guys. You need to get qualified advice. I can help you through this process. I can help you have access to my team of people that will give you that advice free of charge. They're arm's length from me. So there's certainly no business relationship for me to do so. But as you come through this model, I want to make sure that you get the right advice. And if you don't need to pay for it just to test it out, just to feel it out, out and see whether it's right for you, I'm very happy to provide those connections for you, give you those introductions to make sure you can check this out before you spend a cent. Lorraine was very interesting as well. Lorraine was a financial manager of Hamilton Island at one stage. She's a very astute businesswoman, a very clever businesswoman. She had $295,000 in a managed super fund, so she had a big balance. She fell in love with this. She pulled it apart like no one I've seen before, the ins and outs of this model, and she fell in love with it. She actually went ahead and put a self-managed super fund together. She bought 2 different properties inside of that self-managed super fund. She'll have both of those properties paid off within 15 years. She's actually gone ahead and about 3 months ago put a 3rd property into her self-managed super fund. She'll never use 1 cent to pay them off. She'll have them all paid off within about 15 years. She won't have quite hit retirement, but when she does hit retirement, just like Jay, those properties that she'll own outright by then, when she sells them, she won't pay 1 cent in capital gains tax. Guys, I think this is an incredible opportunity. I think it's something you certainly should get advice on. I think it's something every investor should consider. Now, I've actually got an interesting question that's popped up from Linda at Tamworth. She's asking about a self-managed super fund and saying that because her balance is very low at the moment, is this going to limit her from being able to use the lunch money model? Look, guys, no, it doesn't. Probably within the group, I notice that about 1/3 of the properties are bought in this way, are bought through self-managed super funds. About 30%. It's probably growing. It's probably getting up closer to 35, and I hope and I probably would forecast that over the next 12 months, it could even get to 40% of the properties that we buy are through self-managed super funds. But no, it isn't the only way. And certainly don't feel like you won't get incredible value out of the rest of the model if this particular element doesn't suit you. If your balance is down around $20,000 or $30,000 or something like that, don't let that put you off. I've also got a little bit of a welcome to throw out there to Laura and Michael up in Cairns that have now registered to come on board. Welcome, guys. It's great to have you on board. Bella from Sydney, Tom and Alison from up in Brisbane, a great market, the Brisbane market. Watch out for the Brisbane market. It's about to turn. So, guys, look, thank you for your confidence. Thanks for jumping on board. I can't wait to meet you at the upcoming events. Let's have a look at the next question. I've got a question from Leon in Newcastle. He's asking, can I help him beyond the $275 program? What can we do after that program? Leon, look, my first concern is I want to make sure you get the value out of this $275 program. I want to make sure you get your own property plan set up for you. All the checklists, exactly the strategy, the action plan designed just for you personally. That's my first concern. Obviously, I'm happy to love you and let you go, give you all the tools you need to go off and do this on your own. Or alternatively, like many of the people that come through this program, you can become an ongoing member of LifeCorp. Now, don't expect big costs to become a member. I think the big concern from Leon was, because he also asked the question, how much does it become to go to that next step? You're probably familiar, Leon, with a lot of these other groups out there that offer a big high-priced mentoring program, tens of thousands of dollars in many cases. That's not the way we work. Look, even by offering a $275 program, I think we've given you an insight that we're not here to charge big amounts of money for these services. $275 will give you everything you need to do this on your own, but if you want to become a LifeCorp member, it's $990. $990, it includes your first year of membership, $275 a year thereafter, and look, it's a great community of people, a great community of buyers that have decided to link arms together and just improve our buying power, a great community to bring safety, like I said, leverage. It's a really cool group, and I'm very, very proud of it. But that gives you a full insight into all of the costs. So there it is, guys. If you do want to become a LifeCorp member, that is the cost, $990, $275 a year thereafter. But that gives you really good insight into the whole LifeCorp model. Now, as I said, I would strongly suggest you just start with the $275 program, giving you a great foundation to moving forward. That would be where it all starts. Hey, and by the way, welcome on board Gordon and Michelle from Wollongong. They're now signed up. They're now on board for the next lot of trainings, and I really do appreciate you guys coming on board. Alex from the ACT, welcome, buddy. Patricia and Lance from Sydney, and Beverly and Ian from Melbourne, along with quite a list of other people. So thank you, and I really do look forward to meeting you guys at the upcoming trainings. I've got a question here from Bill in Melbourne. Bill is obviously aware of how some of these models work. He's asking about developers